it down to personnel problems and the difficulty of recreating their elaborate sound accurately. However, he did give us an insight into the past, present and possible future for Bathory.
When we started out, we were quite heavily Motorhead influenced, and you can hear that from the very earliest stuff that we did. And then listening to a certain Newcastle band a couple of years ago, what would that be, 9 years ago, we realized that yes, you can do that. But the other guys in the band were fed up with Saxon and Iron Maiden, and I had a quite difficult time persuading them to actually go faster and to actually sing about this satanic thing. And we did that for 3 records. And then I realized that in my lyrics I was more or less critical to this whole religious stuff than I thought I was. And I realized Sweden had a very interesting mythology in itself, the Viking thing. And you had to do it in the right way so that people wouldn't believe that you were serious about it, that we do rape and pillage. It was just a story thing, like the satanic thing. We haven't decided on whether we want to make another studio record because, like I said before, going from Twilight of the Gods to Rare, you would either have to take it one step further and then perhaps people wouldn't be able to understand it and it would just be absolutely nothing. And otherwise you could go back and do what you did 5 years ago and then you wouldn't progress anyway. Or you could satisfy yourself musically, or you could satisfy some people and sell a certain amount of records and make sure to make some money. And if that's what you want, and if that's the ambitions you have, that's okay. But we'll do these 2 Jubileum things first. One now and one early next year. And if it turns out to be a success, if we surprise people in a positive way with this unreleased material which is on these 2 CDs, then perhaps we will dig a little deeper into what we have on tape and perhaps come up with something next summer. We have used 2 tracks that was recorded on a 4-channel equipment back in July, I believe, '83, and that was never intended to end up on vinyl. The reason why it did was because a lot of fans had written during the years asking for demos, and we said that we never did make any demos, and because obviously we didn't end up in that situation where we had to make demos to get a record deal, because we ended up with 2 tracks on a compilation album as early as in January 1984. And from then on we made an album, like I said, every 20 months, and we've been picking the fans' favorite track from each and every one of those albums, 3 or 4 from each album, the best ones, and just remastered it and put it out in a sort of a marble package. And hopefully those who bought the records back in '83 and '84 will enjoy it in the same way as they did it back then.
Bathory at
They're vegan. I mean, they're hippies. They're just dirty